It's a highway with its own theme song. A song that is an open invitation for an adventure through its wide open spaces. A musical call to road trip.
Well, Route 66 isn't our most historic or most scenic highway, but from its inception, it's always had the best press and publicity.
What other road has had a great hit song written about it, like my old pal Bobby Troop, who was the most incredible guy you'll ever know.
If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best.
He was in a diner and his wife came up with the line of getting your kicks on Route 66, and he dashed off the song.
That song that Bobby wrote when he got out of the Marines in '46 and drove out to LA to meet his idol, Nat King Cole, that song became our anthem. It's been re-recorded 250 times. Depeche Mode, the Rolling Stones have re-recorded that song, that anthem, Get Your Kicks.
When Troop's tune became electrified by Chuck Berry, it amplified the rebellion of a rock and roll generation. There were kicks to be got on Route 66, and those kicks still exist. We continue our rite of passage on the Mother Road through Arizona in search of America's mythical highway, Route 66. Bobby Troop's worldwide hit beckoned an international audience to take the highway that's the best. And like Warren Hyder from the United Kingdom, that call is best answered over a long 3-week road trip.
I'm looking forward to do all of it, not to get it over and done with, but to have the memories from start to finish. That's what I'm looking forward to, so we can reflect on what we've seen and what we've done.
Reflection is needed because it's more than a vacation. It's a pilgrimage.
For the internationals, Route 66 is a destination in itself. It's astounding when you think about it. This is just a road. But yet we have Route 66 associations in Australia, Japan, throughout Europe.
Folks from Europe, folks from other parts of the United States still look to Route 66 as the symbol of American freedom and the fact that you can just get in your car and go wherever you want, whenever you want.
We're going to Holbrook, Arizona.
There's so much left of motels and old gas stations and interesting attractions there.
One of the most memorable Route 66 landmarks in Holbrook is the Wigwam Village, which opened in 1950. This is a motor court with a theme, a complete throwback to what Western movies of the 1940s thought the West looked like. Not very historically accurate, but a textbook definition of the phrase roadside attraction, complete with a collection of classic cars still waiting to get back on the old highway. But when it comes to grabbing attention, nothing can compete with the trading posts of Arizona. We're getting our kitsch on Route 66.
An authentic trading post, if you will, as they were on Route 66, tourist traps, I guess you'd call it.
Calling it a trap would imply that you couldn't leave. Here at the Jackrabbit Trading Post west of Joseph City, not only do folks want to stay, they keep coming back year after year.
A lot of the families that would come here are generational, so we got to know them, and we still know a lot of them. And then we see their kids, the next generation's coming up, and it's just like a generational thing, and it is a family way of life.
Watching the miles pass with the Jackrabbit signs have become a Route 66 tradition.
We always hear the stories of my parents brought us here, and we always ask, well, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Watch for the signs. The closer you get, the lower they get, until finally here it is.
It opened about 1949, and the same family's been doing this since about 1960 out there.
When my grandparents had it in 61, 66 was right here, so it was always year-round business. My parents took over, we had the bypass in 69 already, it bypassed in 67. So it was like mostly summer. When we took over in 90 to 95 and bought 95, it's sporadic. But now we're still hopping, so here we are.
When you go to the Jackrabbit, you get a sense of what it was like to travel in a 55 Pontiac, family vacations in the old station wagon. It's a throwback, it's a tangible link.
Not everyone is traveling Route 66 in a station wagon today. In fact, some aren't even using a car. Bike riders from Crossroads Cycling Adventures were making their annual stop at the Jackrabbit as part of their cross-country journey.
This is just one of the places that is so scenic and well known through the history of Route 66. You can't go through here without stopping at the Jackrabbit trading post. So we stop here every year and have one of our rest stops here.
For Rick Wardell, the Jackrabbit has become less of a tourist stop and more like a family reunion.
When we come through here in 1997, the first year that Crossroads was in business, Cindy, one of the owners of Jackrabbit, was pregnant with one of her daughters, Izzy. And we've seen Izzy grow up every year that we've come through. Izzy has now had a child, so we're seeing Izzy's children. So we're seeing grandchildren all the way down.
The cyclists from Crossroads are making their way from LA to Boston, with a good chunk of their route carved out on the Mother Road.
What is it like riding a bike on Route 66?
Oh goodness, looking at the history of the United States and seeing the United States from a perspective that you don't see in a car. And one of the best things about Route 66 and everywhere else in the United States is all the great people you meet.
People like Cindy and Tony at the Jackrabbit Trading Post.
And they're the most wonderful folks. They have a passion for it. And that's another reason that Route 66 is best described as a string of living time capsules.
Because people are the road. You know, there's landmarks and there's things to see, but it's really getting to talk and hear the stories of these people that have made a living on the road and have lived on the road their whole life. That's the important part of the experience.
If the Jackrabbit Trading Post isn't here, then Route 66.
66 dies. Yeah. But we tell people all the time, tell everybody you're still hopping on Route 66.
Yeah, get out there and do it. I mean, you gotta do it. Yeah.
They're one of the reasons you stay a little longer.
I think I found an easier way to get off. I'm not sure about this. Not sure at all. Okay, saddle up.
Up next,
standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see.
our journey west takes us to Winslow, Arizona, where the road tunes have been predetermined.
There's only one way to do it.
Cranking some music that is as close to the Eagles as copyright laws will allow. Bobby Troupe's Route 66 isn't the only hit song to lure travelers to the Mother Road. The Eagles' first hit, Take It Easy, has been enticing visitors from around the world to loiter on a street corner and sing like no one's listening.
Standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, it was
such a fine sight to see.
It's a girl, my lord. There you go.
Flatbed Ford slowing down to
take a look at me.
In 1999, the city of Winslow dedicated this corner as Standing on the Corner Park, and a major roadside attraction was born.
One of the biggest attractions not only in Winslow, but all the way across Arizona's Route 66.
He said, can we stop in Winslow, Arizona?
So we can stand on the corner in Winslow, Arizona.
No, and I said, because you want to stand on the corner? And she said, yes. And I said, it's such a fine sight to see.
And there's your flatbed Ford. But all I'm hearing is Don Henley music.
The song was written by the Eagles' Glenn Frey and his neighbor, the one and only Jackson Browne.
Does this look like Jackson Browne?
It was Browne who started writing the song, and recently the corner, the girl, and the Ford are being called into question.
It's come out over the years that the song was inspired when Jackson Browne was in Flagstaff and his car broke down, and he's hanging out on the street corner in front of a place called the Der Wiener Schnitzel hot dog stand, the big A-frame Der Wiener Schnitzel there in Flagstaff on Route 66.
I can confirm that there is an old hot dog stand on Route 66 in Flagstaff, but there was no girl in a Ford truck anywhere to be seen.
Jackson Browne was inspired about that by a girl in a Toyota or a Datsun pickup while he was standing in front of Der Wiener Schnitzel. So if there's standing on a corner park in Arizona, it should be in Flagstaff.
The truth doesn't seem to faze the fans.
near a Der Wiener Schnitzel in Flagstaff.
Really? That doesn't rhyme. It doesn't go.
Der Wiener Schnitzel in Flagstaff.
All right. Was there a girl involved?
There was a girl.
Okay, well that's all that really matters, right?
Well, rhyming the word Der Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that rhyme with?
Nothing.
Yeah.
What rhymes with Der Wiener Schnitzel?
I don't think anything does.
That's why it's a flatbed Ford.
What?
Well, so we have to go to Flagstaff to find the...
Don't, no, it's fine. You're good. You're good. You're good right now, just
Thank
with
you,
the flatbed Ford in front of you.
Yeah. I think I like the Ford better.
The Wiener Schnitzel, yes.
Der Wiener Schnitzel
That's what we got.
doesn't rhyme with anything, so Glenn Fry and Jackson Brown took the easy way.
Take it easy.
They did take it easy.
It's not the backstory that draws you into the song. It's the adventure of the open road.
Oh, I'm working art here. Trying to work art. Let me see. This is probably better.
Another big hit is our next stop. An earth-shaking hit that rocked these parts over 50,000 years ago. This is Meteor Crater, the best preserved meteorite impact on Earth. So much so that it was where the Apollo astronauts trained for their moon mission in the 1960s.
To think if Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck were around 60,000 years ago, this crater wouldn't be here. Cue Aerosmith.
To give you a better idea of the crater size, imagine 20 football games being played at the same time on its floor. It's a big hole. Research still continues today at the site, and the Barringer Space Museum makes for an out-of-this-world visit. Otherworldly describes our trek west as Route 66 disappears into the ranchlands around Two Guns. A ghost town of deserted attractions, including the remains of a zoo where mountain lions were held captive. But the ghosts here go back farther than the road's history.
Get a four-wheel drive vehicle on Route 66. It'll give you access to some unbelievable tales and legends, like the legend of the Apache Death Cave.
The cave that runs underneath the buildings was said to be the site of a gruesome massacre of the Navajo by the Apache. Later that same day, Navajo scouts tracking the Apache found them camping in the cave system and set the caves on fire, burning all alive. There are differing accounts, but there is no questioning that history hangs heavy here in Diablo Canyon. Further down 66, Twin Arrow Trading Post conjures up another kind of ghost. The shop was closed in the 90s, but it was still often photographed. That may change.
2 years ago, this was 2 arrows. Now it's just 1. Things change on Route 66 all the time. Sometimes, not for the better. Might need to hit the road right now before it's not even there.
Up next, Williams, Arizona has things looking up on the Mother Road. When Driven continues. As the Mother Road rambles towards Flagstaff, the vast landscape of the desert gives way to the vertical vista of the mountain.
You've been in the desert for, hundreds and hundreds of miles across Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico, and then now you're coming up to 7,000 feet. There's a forest and the San Francisco peaks there with the snow capped on them, and it's one of the most beautiful spots along Route 66 is the Flagstaff area and the natural beauty there.
Even though Flagstaff is a modern college town, echoes of the old highway still remain. Westward we head to Route 66's official last stand.
In October 1984, Williams was the last town bypassed.
Even on that day, the rebellious nature of Williams and Route 66 had an encore number.
Bobby Troup was invited to cut the ribbon when I-40 bypassed Route 66. And after he cuts the ribbon and plays this song, he says, "You know what?" He goes, "I hope you tear this freeway down and go back to Route 66, which I'm sure isn't exactly what the state and federal highway officials wanted to hear.
Bobby said what the town of Williams thought. Giving up was not part of this town's nature. Known as the gateway to the Grand Canyon, the town more than survived. Williams does have a history of interesting business adventures, to say the least. But some new attractions are bringing the town up.
Welcome to the newest Canyon Coaster Adventure Park in Williams, Arizona.
You control the speed on this coaster. You can actually go 30 miles an hour and pull 1 G. I'm ready to pull some G's right here. No idea what that means.
Just the Canyon Coaster's 1,200-foot high ascent is worth the price of admission.
Nice, easy ride up to the top with a beautiful view of Williams and the mountains and the gateway to the Grand Canyon. It's a pretty, pretty view. It's gonna get pretty exciting.
Exciting for kids of all ages.
Hello, Williams. Yeah, here we go.
Woohoo! There's a lot of families that come through Williams on their way up to the Grand Canyon, and it's right on Route 66.
This brings you back to the heyday of Route 66, when adventure was around every corner.
Everything we've actually designed was around Route 66. So we've tried to keep everything all in that theme, and also being a mountain theme.
What's 1 G? I don't know, but I'm pulling it now. Wait till I hit this turn.
Got that 360 turn that you're gonna do, and if you're pushing all the way down, going as fast as you can, hitting about 27, 30 miles an hour, you'll hit about a G.
I can't put my hands up in the air and go, whee, because I'm actually driving it. Holy moly. Great googly boogly. Oh yeah! How's my hair look? This is awesome.
The adventure park has more adventures like the year-round mountain tubing.
And now for the Olympic luge team. The host of Driven, Tom Gregory. Yo! Hey, 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 hey! Why am I spinning? Why am I spinning? Why am I going backwards again? Ah!
In the future, Canyon Coaster has other attractions planned. So the only thing looking down is the visitors.
Yeah! Oh, I think the future is so bright. Williams, Arizona is a destination, and the town has been phenomenal and very supportive.
Route 66 has always been about attractions.
This has always been a commercial road. It's about selling you a room for the night, a refrigerator magnet, a tank of gas, a hamburger, a book, a dream,
and maybe a manly scream.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Up next, the family that fought back and made Route 66 history. When Driven continues.
The longest continual stretch of Route 66 starts back in Ash Fork, but it might not have been if not for a family right here in Seligman, Arizona.
Seligman is now known as the birthplace of historic Route 66 because of the Delgadillo family.
My dad, my Uncle Juan, saved a bit of Americana. Now Route 66 is known all over the world. It's preserved, protected, and promoted here in the United States.
Clarice's dad, Angel Delgadillo, had an idea to save his community from death by interstate.
Let's get Route 66 designated historic. We have the longest remaining stretch left in the whole country. It starts 17 miles east of here and goes all the way to the California border. So we thought, let's save it.
Angel founded the historic Route 66 Association of Arizona, and together, this group fought the good fight.
They fought for 10 years, no economy, no food on the table, no customers coming in. Took 10 years for it finally to be designated historic in April of 1988. But my dad's idea was not that we would become a gift shop and sell Route 66 products. He was just hoping to get the traveling public to come into our town, eat in our restaurant, stay in our hotel, come get a haircut, come shoot some pool, because this was a pool hall and a barber shop. That was his vision, but what happened was greater than anything he could ever imagine, that the whole world would fall in love with Route 66 and want to come visit us and travel Route 66 from one end to the other.
This was more than business for the Delgadillos. The road was family.
He was born on the original alignment of Route 66, which is 1 block south of here.
The family witnessed the western flight of those escaping the Dust Bowl. In fact, at one time, the family was packed and ready to follow their way west.
My dad's family, they were all loaded up, all 9 children. My grandmother, my grandfather, getting ready to move to California along with everyone else, looking for a better way of life.
But then, the power of music intervened, and the future guardian angel of Route 66 and his family stayed here in Seligman.
My dad's family is part of a band, and there were 4 brothers who were musicians. The band leader was going to lose his band when he heard the Delgadillos were loading up and leaving, so he found my Uncle Juan a job and kept the family, music kept the family here in Seligman on Route 66.
It was like the big band music.
Really? So Seligman was swinging with your family?
Oh, they had little dances all the time. Everybody loves music. It puts a smile on everybody's face, you know. Music heals.
Oh man, that is big band.
That's our dad. That's our cousin. That's me, of course. That's Uncle Angel. That's our brother Bob. He passed away of cancer. That's our cousin Myrna.
Did your dad and his brother realize what they meant to Route 66?
I think they had a vision, to be quite
yeah,
honest with you. I really think they had a vision.
Before my dad passed away, he knew what he had done as far as bringing the road back with my Uncle Angel.
Right.
Bringing the road back and putting Seligman back on the map.
On the next Driven, we spend more time with the Delgadillos and then continue west to the Pacific and the last stop on Route 66.